What's up, residents, and welcome to Dangerville. Godzilla, Kong. Both are the cream of the crop when it comes to cinema icons and respected powerhouses in their own universes. Legendary films Godzilla vs. Kong will have these two face off for the second time ever in the last 60 years. In this MonsterVerse version of the movie, we are still uncertain if there will be others fighting alongside either Godzilla or Kong, but what if this monster war has allegiances formed, and thus having both the G-Man and King Kong having their own armies? In this theory video, I will go over which monsters that we have seen and are aware about and where their allegiances will lie. Will they serve Godzilla? Will they serve Kong? And where does humanity stand in this epic clash of the titans? The latest official concept art for the battle appears to show human weaponry firing at both the monsters. So does this mean us humans will no longer attempt to work side by side with Godzilla after he defeated Ghidorah? It sure seems that way, but nothing is set in stone. Who will your favorite MonsterVerse monsters like Behemoth and Rodan fight for? Hear my theory and more coming right up. Let's get to it. The big G-Man is not one who usually needs a lot of help, but we've seen in King of the Monsters that without Mothra's aid, that he probably wasn't going to come out of that battle alive. So let's talk about Mothra. We know she sacrificed herself in order to save Godzilla and the planet, but she did manage to have another egg laid and ready just in case she ever needed to be reborn again. While I personally don't believe Mothra to be returning in Godzilla vs. Kong, it's safe to say that if she did, that she would probably fight for Godzilla. But knowing Mothra's motherly vibe, she would likely be the one trying to get Kong and Godzilla to stop fighting. Scylla, Methuselah, and Behemoth are all monsters that first appeared in Godzilla King of the Monsters. If you remember, they all bowed beneath Godzilla. But does that truly mean they would fight for him? I'm not so sure. See, it's fair to assume that Scylla would challenge Godzilla for who gets to claim the oceans as their own, Scylla being a water monster. It has been said that Scylla will show up in the graphic novel prequel for Godzilla vs. Kong, the one that focuses on Godzilla, which you can learn more about this MonsterVerse story in this video right here. This story is set to take place all throughout Godzilla's life and will have him face off against ancient rivals, and with Scylla being confirmed in this story, I'd say a portion of the novel will have the monsters facing off in some past battle. Scylla probably lost this old fight, and if the monster had to choose his side, fighting with Kong to get rid of the G-Man would earn the monster rights over the planet's oceans. Behemoth would, in my mind, elect to fight with another mammal-like titan like Kong. They both seem to have similar titan goals and ways of living, so I could see there being a camaraderie between these two. And don't tell me you haven't thought about how cool it would be seeing King Kong riding on Behemoth's back. The only titan known to be more ancient than Godzilla's species is Methuselah. Plus the monster looks like a giant tortoise and could possibly feel more comfortable around Godzilla instead of the hairy ape. Methuselah would fight for Godzilla, there's no question about it. Now what about the other monster that showed up at the end of King of the Monsters? Barbara, aka the Queen Muto. Seeing the Queen bow to Godzilla made very little sense in the lore of the MonsterVerse. The Mutos up until that point were much more like the Skullcrawlers. They were never shown showing any sort of respect for the Titan hierarchy. And until that point, the entire species had two goals: kill Godzilla's kind and become the dominant species on the planet. So you can see why bowing didn't really make much sense there. The Muto may have bowed to Godzilla knowing that at that point it couldn't defeat him. But if it had a choice, there's no doubt in my mind that it would do anything in its power to kill Godzilla. Now what about Rodan? The fire demon is notorious for flip-flopping sides. And last we saw of him, he was kneeling to the big G-Man. In the lore, Rodan flew off to a volcanic island and began building a nest. So just like Mothra, I'm gonna predict we will not see him again. If we did though, who would he fight with? My guess is Kong. Rodan is cunning and would likely know that if he helped Kong defeat Godzilla, that sometime down the line Kong would die from natural causes or from something else. All he would have to do is wait it out and the crown could be his. Seeing Rodan swoop down from the skies just to reveal Kong taking a quick ride would be both epic, ridiculous, and entertaining as well, the premise of any good monster movie. And then we have the non-Titan monsters. Some fans have started to discuss how cool it would be to see Kong domesticating the Skullcrawlers and using them like his own personal attack dogs. Now this would be pretty dang sweet to see, but the Skullcrawlers are insanely wild and vicious, and would probably never allow themselves to be in such a position. There's a chance that Skullcrawlers would fight for Godzilla if he made them. A batch of Skullcrawlers were on their way to fight for Ghidorah after he did his call, but Kong stopped them. So who's to say that they wouldn't do the same for Godzilla if the G-Men wanted to cause some good old mayhem? The recently revealed Warbat, or previously known Nazuki Snake Monster, has a good shot at fighting for Godzilla, I feel like. This monster has the reptilian qualities that would make it fit in better with Godzilla, and would likely fight alongside whichever of the two kings was the most hellbent on domination. Godzilla fits that bill. So in this theory, Godzilla would have Mothra, Methuselah, the Skullcrawlers, and the Warbats, and Kong would have Rodan, Behemoth, Scylla, and the Queen Muto. Which team sounds better to you? Now I know there are a bunch more Titans in the MonsterVerse, but we really have no idea how any of them would act or even what they look like, so there's just not enough to bring them into this theory. Make sure to let us know in the comments which side do you think your favorite monster would choose. And remember to like and subscribe to show us you want more videos like this. And feel free to follow us over on Instagram to get to see some of our more personal posts. Thank you all so much for watching, and I can't thank you enough for sticking around Dangerville. This has been Jacob, and peace out.